Hey everyone, it's Ashley Cannon Newell with you for this week's Make It Monday, and I'm challenging you to get out that felt and use it on your projects this week. So let's get started with felt. I have here some felt in different shades of blue, aqua mist and ocean tides, Hawaiian shores, and so forth. But you don't have to choose those colors. You can choose any colors you want to. And we're going to embellish our projects with felt. So give them some texture along with the stamps and see what we can come up with. So in today's video, I have two cards I'm going to be sharing with you today. The first one here is a little bit more simple, and the second one is a little bit more elaborate, I should say, and more everyday. So this card is more of a winter theme, just to mark this time of year that I'm recording this video. So I have Fab Flakes stamp set, which is a wonderful stamp set recently released by Dawn McVeigh, and I have stamped it with watermark ink Versamark, and I am embossing it with gold embossing powder. I'm just going to remove the excess right now, and I'm going to take it away from my table really quick because I need to kind of clean it up. So I've cleaned it up a little bit, got away a lot of those extra little bits of embossing powder, and I've heat embossed it with my heat embossing tool. Okay, now I have another stamp set. This is Quilted Winter. I'm going to be using one of these small snowflake, the single snowflakes that are in this stamp set, and I am adding a couple of aqua mist snowflakes along with the gold embossed snowflakes. And I kind of messed up there on that particular snowflake, and you'll see how I clean it up here at the end of the card. Okay. All right, this is the mass snowflake die. This is one of the first, I want to say it's the first snowflake die that Paper Train released, but it's definitely one of the first ones I ordered before I was even a design team member. And I die cut it from Ocean Tides felt. Look how beautiful it is. All the detail is in there. I'm going to be using this snowflake as a background for this word die from Christmas Cheer. Okay, this is the die that goes with Christmas Cheer, and I am just using it with the gold adhesive sheet I die cut it from, and I removed the adhesive backing, and I'm simply just adhering it directly to the felt. No additional adhesive is required unless you really want to secure it down some more. Okay, so I'm just going to push it down with my fingers here, being very careful not to tear it because this is a delicate die cut. Now I'm just going to use some liquid adhesive and add some to the back of my snowflake, my felt snowflake, and then I'm going to, this adhered right to my card front. And my card is done relatively. I think it needs a little bit more texture, so I'm going to add these clear sequins, and here I am covering up the area with a sequin where the snowflake didn't stamp completely. So if you have an accident, it doesn't mean you have to always start your project completely over. That's just a tip that I have to share with you. Sometimes you can cover it up with a simple embellishment like a sequin. So here I'm showing you how you can embellish your cards with a little bit of felt and use it as a background, and then let it pop off of your word die. So here's my first card, Winter, Let It Snow. Okay, so I'm going to start now with my second card. I am using a stamp from Birthday Style, one of the balloons in there, and I inked it with Orange Zest ink, the first one. Now I'm using Raspberry Fizz ink, and I'm inking it again, just a different position for the balloon. Okay, now I'm going to take this stamp just from Birthday Cheer stamp set, and I'm just going to stamp my sentiment right across here. I'm just using my oils from my hand to kind of prep my stamp so that my ink adheres to the stamp. All right. And now I'm going to add a secondary stamp as well. Alright, so here is birthday style stamp set again. I'm using the linear stamp in the set to stamp some strings to my balloons. So I'm going to stamp my balloon string using soft stone ink. I'm just going to line it up. I like to stamp horizontally versus vertically when I use my linear stamps. It's just a personal preference. I'm just going to line it up here, and you can see here my card front is, I believe, 4 1/4 by 6 inches, so it's a little long. So I'm just matching it right back up that line there just to extend the line. So even though my stamp is not that long, I can still stamp a long string. All right, I used the balloons from the balloon die from Birthday Style die set, and I die cutted from Aqua Mist felt and Sweet Blush felt. Okay, so now I'm going to kind of figure out my position where I'm going to place my felt balloons, and then now I'm going to stamp the strings for my felt balloons after I get it in place. Again, just line it up again, even though my stamp isn't long enough. Alright, so now I'm just going to adhere my balloon, my felt balloon die cut down with a little bit of liquid adhesive. And I like my balloons to overlap because that's typically how you see them realistically unless you have a single balloon, right? They kind of cluster together and group together and look really cool. Alright, so I have a bunch of felt floral die cuts, and these flowers are from my favorite tiny flower set, which is the dies from Polka Dot Parade number 6. I love the tiny flowers and the tiny leaves in this die collection. I keep it out on my desk. I like it so much. I'm going to have to order another die set because I actually lost one of the flowers in it, the die, so I used it so much I kind of misplaced it. So I have here leaves cut from Simply Chartreuse felt, and the flowers are cut from Hibiscus Burst felt, Summer Sunrise felt, Harvest Gold felt, and Ocean Tides felt. So you can use so many different colors, and I know typically balloons don't have flowers on them, but you could always add flowers to the ends of balloons in real life. I just have never done that. I might do that in the future. I think it look really cool, and for a card it looks really great to embellish it. So this is one way you can use felt on a card, combined with stamping. I've stamped balloons and then I've added texture with felt die cut balloons, and on top of that I'm embellishing my balloons with felt floral die cuts. So I think embellishing with floral die cuts can be done with so many different occasions and card designs, and there's so many different types of dies and projects you can come up with using this challenge that I am challenging you for this week. Getting felt out and using it and adding texture to those cards. We love this Paper Trains felt, and so why not use it a little bit more on cards, right? So I'm just going to sit here and add all these different flowers to the balloons. At first I was going to add just one here or there, but it just looked so pretty to me that I wanted to add flowers to every single balloon, also to make it a little bit more uniform. Alright, so I decided to, since I had a lot of floral die cuts left over, add a little bit of a floral cluster right here underneath of the sentiment here and group them together, and then add some of the leaves too at the ends of that particular floral cluster, just to kind of finish it off there. I really like the way this is coming together, but the texture, you can't beat that when you have a handmade card, you know, the added texture. So my flowers look a little bit empty, so I'm going to embellish them with the clear sequins like I did on my first card in the video. So I'm just going to add a little bit of adhesive to each one and then secure my sequin down to the flower centers, okay? And that adds more texture as well. So here's my cards that I did today. I hope you enjoyed this video showing how you can use your dies, your stamps together and come up with unique texture cards with felt. So get out your felt, get out your dies and your stamps and make some awesome cards embellished with felt this week. I can't wait to see what you make. Thanks so much for joining me and have a great week. For Paper Tray Ink, I'm Ashley Cannon Newell. Bye.